Hello everyone, welcome to At America TV. My name is Aninda, one of the guests here in At America. It's really nice to see you all. We hope you all doing well and staying safe at home. For those of you just joined us for the first time, At America is the US Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. We have moved temporarily to a digital platform so you can enjoy our events from the comfort of your own home. On this event, we'll be having at America X Gen Indonesia Startup Huddle Jakarta. By the way, did you know, as a continuation of our 10th anniversary celebration, we are having a very special activity each month with different giveaways. This August, we have hashtag Academania, in which we are giving out a voucher for the TOEFL IBT test and another American standardized test of your choice. To know more and how to join this activity, please visit atam.tv/academania. In the meantime, let's break the ice with a little game. The question for today is, which of the following US startups was founded by Elon Musk? Is it A, Epic Games, B, Airbnb, C, SpaceX, or D, Pinterest? If you already know the answer, you can start typing your answer on our social media, because in the end of the event, we will do a live shout out for those of you who can guess the answer correctly. Other than that, don't forget to take a selfie and tag at America's Instagram account. Without further ado, please welcome our moderator for today, Edi Wiharja, startup coach and founder of ImpactNer. Time is yours.
Hi, thank you, Alina, for introducing me. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Startup Huddle Jakarta collaboration with Atamerica. And today's our second event, and hope will be more to come. First of all, I want to say thank you to all representation of communities. First is Ms. Trisna Anchalia Kardia as Chief Commercial Officer of Line Indonesia, and she's representing the community of mentors. And second is, there is Mr. Agung Besaria Adinegoro as CEO of Warung Pintar Group, and he is representing the community of founders. And also, thank you to our partners from At America in collaboration with Jane Indonesia, ImpactNer Startup Business School, Indogen Capital, and Kukalola that support this event. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Edi Wiharja. I'm a founder ImpactNer Startup Business Schools, and I'm the organizer of Startup Huddle Jakarta. And I come with all full team. And now I want to share a quick info about Startup Huddle program. Startup Huddle is a program that was started by the Global Entrepreneur Network. Now there are more or less 50 communities across the world in more than 30 countries that hold Startup Huddle events. And Startup Huddle is a program designed to help one entrepreneur at a time while strengthening the local ecosystem. And entrepreneurs discover solutions to challenge they face through proposal engagement with a broad array of voices from their local community. The Startup Huddle format is consistent in each location at a consistent meeting place. But now, because of pandemic, we consistent in the Zoom platform. There will be one or two early stage startup founders and give a 6-minute presentation about their company to a diverse audience from their local community. And each presentation is followed by a 20 or 30-minute question and answer, where the community provides ideas, connection, and feedback for the entrepreneur by providing a monthly meetup for the local ecosystem. And Startup Huddle builds community one entrepreneur at a time. And I'm glad you are here, and I hope you will come back again next time for the next Startup Huddle. And if you like to see me If you like to see the upcoming represent community of previous presenter, you can go to our website or social media, Instagram and YouTube at impactner.com or saraphadeljakarta.com. Okay. Before we start the show, let's play game. And if you are lucky, you will get a gift from Atamerica. And please put your real name in the game. If not, if you not put your real name, you cannot claim the gift. If you win, of course. And there will be top 3 who get the gift. And I'm switching to bahasa untuk games biar bicaranya lebih lancar gitu kan. Nah, pertama, kalian harus login ke mentimeter.com dan masukkan kode yang ada yang diberikan ini. Dan jangan lupa memasukkan nama sebenarnya. Saya ulangi ya, jangan lupa memasukkan nama sebenarnya. Dan jika Anda ini adalah pemenangnya nanti, maka jangan lupa untuk screen capture bagi pemenang tersebut. Ya, jika tidak mencantumkan nama sebenarnya, maka hadiah tidak bisa diambil jika kamu menang. Itu rule-nya ya, teman-teman semua. Harap untuk mengikuti arahan kami. Dan sementara ini kami akan berikan waktu 1 menit dari sekarang, mulai dari login sampai ganti nama dan siap main. Sementara menunggu teman-teman semua mempersiapkan diri di mentimeter.com, maka saya infokan bahwa ada 5 pertanyaan, dan siapa yang paling cepat dan benar menjawab pertanyaan tersebut, maka akan terlihat hasilnya di sini. Oke? Nah, are you ready? Kalau sudah ready, maka kita bisa mulai dengan pertanyaan pertama. Apakah sudah ready, Pak? Oke. Apakah sudah ready? Untuk pertanyaan pertama. Saya ulangi untuk teman-teman bisa masuk ke mentimeter.com seperti yang tadi disampaikan, yang tadi terlihat di. Oke, kita akan tunggu sebentar. Nah, ini sudah keluar. Ini jangan lupa ya, masuk ke menti.com dan gunakan kode 81176866. Saya ulangi, 81176866. Nah, ini kayaknya cukup lumayan banyak ya yang sedang masuk, dan ada 5 pertanyaan yang akan kita tanyakan, dan teman-teman harus cepat-cepat ya untuk merebut atau menjawab gitu. Nah, ingat ada 3 pemenang. Oke, jangan lupa screen capture. Sebutkan nama startup yang dibahas pada acara Sarap Huddle Jakarta kali ini. Siapa cepat, dia dapat. Apakah Wordsmith Group, Word Count Group, atau Word of Mouth Group? Oke, teman-teman semua. 3, 2, 1. Oke, coba kita lihat. Wah, berarti jawabannya ada 12 orang Wordsmith Group. Yes. Dan kita tunggu hasilnya sementara. Oke, kita lihat lagi sementara. Nah, ini lagi muter. Oke, namanya siapa yang paling utama? Valencia Fresla. Kemudian Farica, Tresna, Ning Adinda, dan Alek Ludi. Oke, dan seterusnya. Ingat ya, 3 orang pemenang. Nanti pada akhir pertanyaan nomor 5. Oke, silakan kita pertanyaan kedua. Berikut pertanyaan nomor 2, silakan. Apa tagline dari startup yang dibahas pada acara Startup Huddle Jakarta kali ini? Nah, ini cukup lumayan seru nih kalau kalian nggak baca captionnya. Nah, ini bisa nggak tahu nih. Oke, 3, 2, 1. Oke. Wah, ternyata ada 11 orang yang menjawab because words matter. Berarti mereka membaca caption yang ada di sosial media. Oke, kita lihat siapa yang urutan ketiga, top 3. Wah, ini ternyata masih... Oh, ternyata sudah berubah. Asmil yang pertama, Valencia yang kedua, Farisa yang ketiga. Wah, ini berarti Valencia dan Farisa masih bertahan. Lanjut, pertanyaan ketiga. Siap-siap ya. Siapa cepat? Siapa cepat? Apa servis utama dari startup yang dibahas pada acara Startup Huddle Jakarta kali ini? Apakah marketplace, apakah transportasi, atau penerjemah dan penulisan? Kalau ini nggak bisa dijawab, terlalu. Ini pasti bisa dijawab. Oke, silakan. Wah, berarti terlalu yang tidak bisa menjawab. Di sini ada 8 orang yang menjawab. Penerjemah dan penulisan. Oke, kita lihat siapa yang menduduki peringkat pertama, kedua, dan ketiga. Oke. Ya, Farisa, Valencia, dan Paradita Gea. Wah, ini dua-dua ini keren nih. Sama-sama saling menyusul. Silakan. Pertanyaan selanjutnya. Yang nomor 4, oke. Coba, di dalam dunia startup dikenal istilah MVP. Apa kebanyakan MVP? Nah, ini cukup lumayan nih, pasti tricky. Pertama, most valuable player atau minimum viable product atau modul verifikasi penjualan. Silakan, ayo masukkan yang benar. Kalau ini, coba kita lihat. Wah, ternyata lebih banyak yang mengerti. Berarti ini teman-teman anak-anak startup nih. Oke, bagus. Nah, kita lihat ya. Siapa nih yang paling utama? Coba kita lihat, kayaknya... Wah, ternyata Valencia, Alex Ludi, sama Farisa. Nah, ini susul-susulan. Oke, ini pertanyaan terakhir. Harus cepat, harus tepat. Silakan. Apakah startup pertama Indonesia yang berhasil mencapai predikat unicorn? Oke, ada 3. Apakah Tokopedia, apakah Gojek, ataukah Ruang Guru? Oke, siap-siap. Siapa yang akan menang? Jangan lupa, oke, Gojek. Ada 12 orang yang memilih Gojek. Keren banget. Oke, untuk teman-teman semua, jangan lupa ya, 3 pemenang ini harap screen capture karena ada gift dari @atamerica, itu keren banget. Saya nggak bisa main sih. Kalau saya bisa main, saya pasti mau main. Oke, yang pertama adalah Valencia Frisella dengan 4272 poin. Kemudian kedua, siapa? Oh, cuma satu.
Alex Ludi.
Ya.
Ada Alex Ludi dan yang ketiga Yara.
Oke, berarti ada Alex Ludi dan Yara Safira. Oke, berarti ada 3 ini. Tolong di screen capture, dan bagi teman-teman nanti menghubungi @America Team, jangan lupa untuk kasih screen capture-nya. Oke? Kita kembali sebentar, saya lihat. Oke. Berarti sekarang kita kembali ke acara kita ya. Nah, sekali lagi jangan lupa screen capture bagi pemenang tadi, ketiga pemenang, dan langsung bisa klaim ke tim atamerica. Jangan lupa menghubungi mereka ya. Okay. Now back to the show. Now I will introduce our presenter, Mr. Iskandar Zulkarnain, as a General Manager of Wordsmith Group. Iskandar has been in the startup since 2013 when he joined a Malaysian company in Petaling Jaya and handle Indonesia market. He has broad knowledge on marketing communication, business development, and strategic planning. And Wordsmith Group provide language-based solution for entities who seek to achieve effective communication by using the power of language. This position intertwined with Iskandar passion to language. He is a published writer and freelancer translator and ex-content producer. In this session of Startup Huddle Jakarta, Iskandar will share insight on how to manage at a niche business, finding opportunity within a very segmented category by consult with expert on how to tackle some of the great challenges of growing a business. Okay, now it's your time to start present your business ID and business idea. And let me remind you again, your time is only 6 minutes and our team will help as a timekeeper. Okay, the time is yours.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Iskandar Zulkarnain. I'm General Manager of Wordsmith Group Jakarta. It's an honor for me today to deliver a presentation in front of you today. The topic today is navigating global business through digital communication, which I guess can be started with an introduction. Oh, sorry. Okay, for those who are not familiar with Wordsmith Group, we are a language-based service solution, language-based service providers that was founded in 2011. Our main service consists of translation, interpretation, and writing. We have been 100% remote working since our establishment, while our mission is to empower community through language-based services. So what differentiates Wordsmith Group with our competitors is our services. We have services from translation companies, writing companies, and digital media agencies combined. Now, Owen, this is the start about our clients. As you can see, our client mostly comes from corporate, creative agencies, individual, and NGO. In addition to that, we have 76.5% local clients and 23.4% global clients. This is another stat about us. We have more than 200 clients, 10% annual revenue increase in 2011, and more than 100 translators network. Now, I want to share you challenges we are currently facing. First of all of inquiries to our companies are ad hoc and on short-term or contractual base. Second, there is no estimation on the volume of the service requested. Meanwhile, there are two opportunities we have. First, we live in a more inclusive environment in the world that require language-based services. Second, sustainable reporting is required under the Indonesia Financial Service Authority or OJK. So there are problems we are facing. First, how to create long-term relationship with our clients. Second, how to scale up and launch more proactive strategy. To answer this problem, I am proposing digital communication as the solution. The role of digital communication at Wordsmith Group has been very essential for our business. As a small medium company, we use digital communication to handle queries, retain customers, as well as manage sales leads. These three activities are the most important in generating revenue for a service company like us. In this regard, we use mostly email and WhatsApp to communicate with our clients, both who are new and returning. Many times we negotiate and close deals solely by using email. However, as the environment has always been uncertain and the nature of our business has never been stable, we started to realize that we need to intensify our digital communication strategy so that we can raise our brand awareness, establish credibility, and demonstrate our leadership. That's how the role of digital communication has evolved in Wordsmith Group. So when we talk about communication, there are always three pillars of communication. First of all, which is target audience. Second, channels, and three, messaging. In regard to digital communication tool, we divided into 4 quadrants based on 2 different axes, which is paid and non-paid, and pull versus push. Paid and non-paid versus non-paid here represent the amount of budget we need to prepare, whereas pull and push for us, we can simply say that represent the type of message you want to send. If it's more general, then it's part of pull strategy. If it's more specific, then it's part of push communication. So based on that, we have 4 quadrants here. First quadrant for the paid and pull, we use social media, paid posts, website, YouTube, and podcast. Second quadrant here, we use social media for the regular post. We have not pull for the 3rd quadrant, and the 4th quadrant, we use email, WhatsApp for business, and video conferences. So how to launch digital communication strategy? I suggest we can break it down based on its objective. For example, if you want to raise brand awareness and audience engagement, then we can use social media strategy. Second, if you want to maintain brand loyalty and reputation, we can arrange an event such as Instagram Talk, exploring YouTube channel, or podcast series. Last but not least, if you want to get sales lead, we can do ads targeting, disseminate explainer video, use Linktree on your Instagram, or explore SEO strategy for the website, just to name a few. So I think that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much, Pak Edi.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Iskandar, for your nice presentation. And as usual, first, I want to give first chance to our representative community to give question. Of course, ladies first, yeah. Ansali from Line as a representative from mentor side. And then Mas Agung from Warung Pintar is the second turn to give question as representative of founders. And after 2 of them, I will give a chance to audience that to ask a question. And for the audience, please prepare your question, and you can chat in Bahasa, and you can chat in the chat room, and I will read it for you. Okay, Bu Ansali, you're first to ask question, and before of that, please say a few words about you, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you. Yes, Bu Ansali. Hi, Bu Ansali. You can ask the question.
Okay. Sorry, I can't unmute myself, so it has to be from the host. Anyway, thanks for the presentation, Iskandar. I can call you Iskandar, ya?
Yes, sure.
So there are 2 questions from me, only 2 questions. So one is, how do you monetize? Because I haven't seen the business model. So how do you monetize? That's one. And 2 is how to scale up your business. Because yes, I know that you already mentioned you already have like more than 200 companies as your client. But again, every business needs to scale up. And how do you want to scale up? Or do you have any plan for this one? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. For the business model, this is very simple. So we don't have any like a very complicated business model like maybe startup, current startup. We are not like that. So our business model is very simple, very conventional. So basically, we provide language-based services to our clients. They're charging them with our fee, with the fee. So that's all. So that's all our business model. So in terms of monetization, I think probably that we cannot use the term for Wordsmith Group because we are a service company. We are quite conventional, but the challenge here is different. We are niche service company, and we really have segmented services. So what we have already secure, like a regular way on how we generate revenue, but because our business, or because we are very segmented, that's what make our startup or with Wordsmith Group is it's not big as we are expected, even though we are in the business in 2011. So I think that the challenge for us is your second question, which is how do we scale up? That's a very good question. This is why we are here. We want to get input from the community on how we, as a very niche startup, will be able to scale up. And I think we can try with the digital communication because we are a digital-based company. We don't have any offline activity so far. So what we are trying to do is we will intensify our digital marketing. We will intensify our go-to-market by using digital, including but not limited to the social media, YouTube, and so basically digital. That's how we are going to scale up our business. So the objective is to get more revenue, to generate more revenue, but it's not only that. We also want to increase our brand awareness and establishing our top leadership in the industry. I hope I answered your question.
Can I ask another question?
Yes,
sure.
Okay. So I think you mentioned like it's more into the digital communication, digital marketing for the brand awareness. But do you have sales team?
Okay, so for the last 10 years since 2011, we don't really have a sales team. That's very interesting because our business is big because of referral, or you can say a little bit passive. So we don't really have a sales team, but because our service is good, people recommend us. So we use recommendation. We have a really good relationship. We established a really good relationship with our previous client from our early years. So they still come to us, and luckily or miraculously, we are still in the market right now, even though we don't have any like really dedicated sales team. But we do have a lot of referrals from the previous clients, and I don't think before, to be honest, we don't have any feasible marketing strategy. That's what we are trying to have this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Anjali, for the question. But because maybe you are muted, so you can share about a little bit about you.
So basically, hi everyone. My name is Anjali. So I started. My background is from media. Started in 2006. But it was in 2010 where I take a risk. I moved into digital, so I thought it was like the first time when digital coming into Indonesia and became popular in 2010. So I take a risk. I joined Deal Keren, if you know Deal Keren or Living Social back then. So I was the first employee, only work with CEO and COO. So I was thought it was a joke when I go to the office, and then there was only 2 person. So basically, that's that. So when I was joining the first startup, I did everything, sales, customer service, finance, marketing, everything. That was my first experience in living social. But luckily, because you're in startup, so you learn everything there. I also, I have a lot of, knowledge about digital because I came from media and no knowledge about digital. And then I moved to Telkomsel for 2 years, and from 2012 and 2014. There, I was hired as a professional hiring. So it's more to, how you say it, like transfer knowledge as a professional to their internal employee about digital. And then moved to Zomato as a AVP of sales, and then moved to Line from 2018. So though Line is like a big company, but actually the work is not like a big company, it's more like a startup. So for example, like currently I also lead one service, if you know Open Chat. So this product is built like 2 years ago. We only have 3 people here in Indonesia, and we're like doing everything. Like these 3 people doing everything from product marketing, digital marketing, and then offline marketing, and then the community, everything. So yeah, I think like even I was with Telkomsel, still like the work is like a startup. So yeah, for me, it's really startup. Though it was though I'm with a big company, but yeah, I think that's my experience that I can share.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Anjali. We'll be back with you after Mas Agung.
Sure.
Okay, now Mas Agung, and now it's your turn to ask question. And before of that, same like Bu Anjali, please say a few words about you, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Paidi from Startup Huddle, and also the team from atamerica for inviting me today to probably share a bit and give something to the community. So my name is Agung. I'm right now the co-founder and CEO of Warung Pintar. It's a company that we started about 3 years ago-ish. And we are empowering the traditional supply chain to be digital, and also empowering the warung, so the backbone of the Indonesian economy. So before that, I was working for a seed investment company, a seed investment firm called Ease Ventures. I was there for about, I think, almost 4 years. So I help out a lot of names that you probably heard: Ruang Guru, Kudo, Tokopedia, and a few other guys, Traveloka, and a few other guys during their early stage. And for that, I was able to, that is where I was able to organize an event at America about probably 7-8 years ago. That was when I was working for GEPI, Global Entrepreneurship Program in Indonesia, and I was heading the 2 things. The first one is the startup incubator, and then I got involved in the investment part as well. And by trade, but by trade, I was in technology. So, but unfortunately, I'm not good enough in terms of tech. So I jump in on the business side. So that's probably 1 minute about myself. And I think I have just probably 2 questions to Mas Iskandar. Yeah. One is, I mean, like all startup founders or all business owner have dreams, of course. Like, what's your vision for a company? Where do you want to go? That's number 1. 2 is that I came in from a service-based industry as well. So I started my own freelance journey. Then it becomes a software house. It becomes a design house. It becomes a production house. Since I was back in uni, and I think there is a where at the time I kind of find out about this is back in 2009, and then I realized that there's a lot of changing in the tech industry, right? Like a lot of, if you're in 2009, you graduate from or you're a uni student in in technology, then you're actually building a service line. You're building an ERP for a distributor, or you're working for big names, Microsoft, then helping out banks, helping out all these companies, right? Building up something. So it's basically a service base. But then things are changing. There's comes e-commerce, there coming all this software as a product. Software becoming a product, right? So my question would be, do you have a vision to turn your business from a service base into a product base? And if yes, where do you want to go? I mean, like you have, multiple services, but then where do you think you want to go? I think that's the main question for myself. Thank you.
Oh, very futuristic. I like the question so much. So first is you asked me about vision and mission. Okay, so what I envision about WorldSmith Group is we can empower people through the power of language. Language can be a barrier, and our service could eliminate it by providing meaning through translation and interpretation. Translation created business relationship beyond borders, spread ideas, encourage understanding and profitable cooperation between parties. But as time goes by, our startup has pivoted into providing other writing services, such as annual reporting and sustainability report, as well as content writing. So I think our mission, our what we want to do is we want this to be experienced by our clients. They have pain points in terms of language. They want to be understood. They want to be, they want their businesses to be like accepted, to be bigger, but there some kind of language barrier, or in terms of as simple as maybe document translation, or the market they're targeted doesn't speak the language they speak. So we want to be able to help them with that. So, and then the second is about the shifting from service to product. I think that's $1 million question for us. Right now we are 10 years in the market, but we are very niche. We have a very unique business challenges. Like I shared to you previously, we cannot get long-term relationship or long-term sales with our clients. That I think that's a barrier to make our startup bigger. But to answer the question, I think it's very interesting to see everybody have plans to creating an application or anything like that. I think if you want to shift from service to product, we can do similar with that. I don't have any idea on mind right now, like an exact plausible ideas, but I think if you want to shift from service to product, it has to be something with artificial intelligence, probably. Direct translation, something like that. Yeah.
Got it. No, just a quick one. So I think thank you, Mas Iskandar, for the answer. I think just my thought about it. So if you, I mean, probably it's easier to show you a bit about how you envision, right? So I think my question is not about like what's the vision on the vision or company, but it's more towards how do you envision the company, in the next 10 years or 20 years, right? So just to give an example, for us, Warung Pintar, we want to be the go-to for warungs. So if warungs want to buy something, they go to us. Warungs want to grow their business, they go to us. Warung want to increase their serviceability, they go to us. So basically, we wanted to be the top of the mind for warungs, and we want to grow the warungs. And actually, it happens with, for example, for the sake of the questions before, SpaceX, right? They wanted to create space ventures to be able to be accessible to everyman, right? So I think that's basically what I meant by how you envision. So I just wanted to know. I mean, like, I know you have you have the surface, but I believe that you have something more, right? Where do you see your company Wordsmith to be like in front of your clients or consumers or whatever it is, whoever it is in the future, and how do you probably forget about how you get there, like just probably share to us what's your dream about the company in the future.
Okay. You want to be a preferred service solution or provider to our client, the most preferred vendor. So whenever people have needs related to language or translation or interpretation, for example, if they want to have a conference, their main, they will directly remember us. So yeah, we are number one preferred, the most preferred vendor for language needs, language-based needs for our clients. So yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mas Agung, for the question. Before I back to Anchali, I will jump to the audience, to give them a chance to ask the question, because there is already a person in the Zoom from Universitas Brawijaya, named Shannon. Okay, Shannon,
Yes.
you can ask the question in Bahasa, in English, up to you.
Okay. Can you hear my voice?
Yep.
Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity for us to give a question. So my question would be the basic question. So how could you reach your segmented market through social media about your startup? As people, as we know, keep increasing their scale for what you offer. For example, copywriting, podcast translation, as you want to gain brand awareness. And so your startup has a high chance for having long survival life. And the second question, is it okay if I ask the questions? Or...
Okay for you.
So the second question would be that, of course, every startup has its competitors. So I would like to ask you how your startup could overcome your competitors, including freelancers. What is your uniqueness other than your competitors? Thank you very much.
Okay, Mas Iskandar, you can answer the question.
Okay, I didn't really get the first question. I think the network is not really good, but I will try to answer. Your first question, if I'm not mistaken, is about how to communicate by using social media. Is that correct? But when we talk about communication, I think we need to understand that there are three pillars. First is the target audience. Second is the channel. The third is the messaging. So we need to use that. We need to understand that the combination of the three elements will define will bring us will make us will win the competition. And for the second question is, how do I overcome the competition? I think as you can see on my presentation, we are not only translation company, but we are that provide translation and interpretation service, but we are more like a combination between translation company, language company, and also digital media companies. So we have a service from three companies combined. So it's very different with other competitor. They are mostly focused on one aspect of the service that I mentioned. So for example, if one translation company, they only provide translation, and language company, they only provide writing, writing company, they only provide writing services. Digital media company, maybe they only provide digital content writing, but we hope we have all those three all together in one company, which is Wordsmith Group. And yes, we have a lot of competitors, including from freelancer, but a lot of companies who want to work with other companies. So, for example, one company such as state-owned company, they don't want to work with freelancer or individual. They need to work with other companies. So it's regulated by their companies. So I think in that way we still have chances. We still have chances to win the competition.
Okay.
I hope I answered your question.
Okay, I hope we answer your question. Okay, we are still waiting for another chat, yeah, in our platform in Zoom, Facebook, or YouTube. I will give to Ansali. Ansali, can you ask maybe one or two questions?
Okay. So I'm interested with the revenue, because you said that you cannot project your revenue. It's all based on the ad hoc project, right? So have you tried to analyze the company spending, like not company spending, but the company's need, like how many time they use your service and how much they're spending? That's one. And second one is, have you tried to come back to them and then offer like an annual offering, but it's more into the annual spending. So it's not like doing the ad hoc project all the time, but in this way you can project the revenue better compared to the ad hoc.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest challenges we have as a service company. So basically, the process we can do to analyze spending is by analyzing the kind of project we have right now from other companies, such as for writing annual report, we know some amount they will spend. For document translation, there are also different amount, but again, this is just we cannot ask them to give us like a annual project or long term. That's not the way they work, I think. So yeah, it's very difficult to project revenue because we, as a service company, we rely on them. We depend on this ad hoc project from them, but this is very difficult, which is very challenging because this is, like I said, this is they cannot change the nature of their request to us. So it's very difficult to get them to hire us for example, for 1 year like that. But the best thing we can do is to maintain our services. So that's the key to win the competition. So far, we have access in the market for 10 years. That means that's something good in that, like, because it means that we can maintain good relationship with our clients, even though we don't have any long-term agreement, but they still coming back to us. So I think, yeah, that's the key for a service company like us, is to maintain good relationship, to maintain quality. Communication is not something we can take for granted. Responsiveness as well. But in terms of having changes in the nature of these services we can provide to them, it's very difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
We're still waiting from the audience to ask question, and I will collect all of you for your question. But before of that, we will jump to Mas Agung. Mas Agung, can you give one or two questions?
Sure. I think again, Iskandar, I think I kind of like the niche part of the business, right? I mean, like I also do that. I'm niche and I try to be strong with the segment, right? So I think that's I guess I'm guessing and I'm thinking that that's how you are able to be how you are able to sustain this long, right? For 10 years. It's because you are niche. Probably then you have a super big margin as well. There's not much of competition. You can play the price whatever you want. You don't have to be be that competitive or careful about the competitions, right? But my question is that you are expanding your service to probably a more red ocean market, which is a digital communication part, right? Which I would say there's not as niche as your previous offering. So just want to know why you go that way, why you think that is a place there you wanted to go, and I think that is also connected to the revenue streams that you're trying to build, right? Just wanted to know. I mean, also wanted to know from your client perspective, probably as Anchali mentioned, right? I think understanding the clients, understanding their business needs, and also budget is important. But just wanted to know what's your typical clients and why do they need you guys? And is there any connections between your first service, second service, and third service from the same clients? Are you able to capture bigger budget spending, or do you think it's coming from the capability itself rather than clients? Wanted to know that part probably, Iskandar. Thank you.
Oke, Mas Iskandar. Halo, Mas Iskandar. Oh, maybe the signal bad, yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I have a bad connection
The
issue.
connection, yeah. Okay.
Okay, I think I got what you mean, Mas. For the use of digital communication for us is very important right now because first of all, digital technology enable us to use it almost free. We don't have to pay for their platform, but we need to pay for their ads, for example. So I think the fact alone has attracted us to use digital technology, but that's not the main reason. I think we need to exist for the future, but not only for the current. And we need to use digitals for many reasons, not only for creating sales lead, but also for our brand awareness. Yes, our target audience is B2B market, or companies, or more corporates, or NGO, but the people who are key person of this targeted companies or corporate is having social media account or Instagram. And then it's very important for us to create a content strategy to display our expertise, to create sales lead and everything, so that whenever the needs arise, they will remember us. I hope I answered the question because I only got the half of it.
It's fine. Just so wanted to know. So you're, I mean, like you have three kinds of service, right? Three category of service. Is it coming from the same clients, or each of the service have different client?
Okay, it's from different clients. For example, translation or interpretation. Most of them come from, for example, non-government organization, NGO or intergovernmental organization like AmCham, for example. but also some corporate from the division of legal division, for example, they need to translate the legal documents, right? So they come to us. And for the writing, we have a lot of corporate who also use us, banking, transportation as well. So it's from various clients, not from one client only. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Already answered the question, yeah.
Yeah, if I may, another one probably was
Okay.
Anyway,
It's not easy.
I mean, just wanted to know how you think about this, right? So I guess trying to, kind of share something and bring value to the conversation. So, I'm just wondering, like, why do you decide to branch your services to wider clients instead of going deep into single clients? So imagine this, right? You have 3 kind of service. Each of service have different kind of clients. Why do you decide to do that rather than probably one clients, say for example, client A have a needs of ABC, have a needs of 1, 2, 3, and 10. Why do you decided to be wide rather than be deep? Just curious about that.
Okay, so okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but in startup we know the term pivot versus persevere. So we persevere I think for the first 2 years we persevere as only providing translation services and interpretation. That's our core service for the first 2 years. But then in the 3rd years, we are accepting writing jobs such as annual report. The reason why we are accepting this, we expand the services we can do, is because I think it's the time for us to pivoting, expanding, because we have the resources, the resource to do the writing and the annual report writing and translation is quite similar because it's also used translation and English skill. So yeah, I think the answer to the question is because we have the resource. I think it's the time for us to expand our service, and it's bring revenue for us, and it's still within our core services. It's still language thing, So yeah, why not?
Okay, I guess.
I have a question for Iskandar.
Yes,
Okay, because the panelists want to ask only one. Okay,
only one, yeah, only one,
only one and short
okay.
answer.
Just curious. So, do you actually set a target? So, for example, like target, like how many clients, new clients you should have in 1 year or next year, and then how much of the revenue target for next year, something like that. Do you set it?
Yes. Okay. So our target is more than annual target. Our annual target is our annual revenue increase is 10% since 2011. So our target is more than that. But in terms of number of clients, we don't really have, because it doesn't mean that the more clients you have, the bigger annual you will have to. It's not something like that, because one client can only one, but maybe they want us to write their annual report. That's very big, huge amount. But maybe there's other clients who request a lot of service, but only like 5 pages of translation, and then 10 pages of translation is very small amount. So it's not in terms of number of clients, but more like annual revenue. Our annual revenue is we set to be higher than 10% for compared to as opposed to previous years. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for panelists. to ask the question, but I have to switch to the audience. There is actually there is two audience who ask in IG, yeah, but maybe if the time is fit, we will give two questions. But the first question is from Aninda at IG. Who are your business targets and how do you build engagement with them? Okay, you can answer the question, Mas Iskandar.
Okay, our business target is mostly B2B and B2C, but mostly B2B lah. But how do we engage with them? As I explained earlier, we don't have a really feasible strategy as an effort to have a better outreach strategy since this year. So we rely on, like a referral or handling their inquiries like a passive approach. But we aware now that we cannot do that again because there's so many competition, and then the environment is changing, and then we also have our own vision for the future. So we are start to using digital communication to engage with them. So as you can see, we have now more visible on Instagram. We have a plan to utilize YouTube or podcast and LinkedIn maybe. So yeah, that's the answer.
Okay, one more question, and we will answer. You will answer with short. What kind of? Okay, first from LX Forever in IG Instagram. What kind of people you are trying to recruit at the start of your company? People with skill or people with wide networks?
Oh wow. People with skill.
Okay, very short and good answer. Okay, thank you so much. The session of Q&A is finished, and thank you for all community members to participate in question and answer session. And I hope we all learned something in this Startup Huddle Jakarta event. And now, before we end this event, I want to ask to Pak Iskandar, what can we as a community do to help you?
Okay.
What do you want?
Okay. Yeah, I think you know that our business model is very niche, and the way we get revenue is very challenging. So maybe I need some insight or some comments that display experience, the similar experience from the panelists or from everyone. How do you scale the niche startup like us? Yeah, that's something that's the biggest challenge for us for Wordsmith Group.
Okay, thank you for your explanation, Pak Iskandar. And I believe the community member can help you after this session. Maybe you can talk to Ms. Ansali and Mas Agung to help you. Okay, now we're going to end of this event. Please, each panelist give us closing remarks for today's event, maybe 2 minutes for each panelist. As usual, ladies first. Please, Ansali.
Oh yeah, I think this event is really really beneficial, not only for the presenter, not only for the community, not only for the joinee, and even for us, the panelists. We usually will think again with the question that we have. We will think again. So it's really beneficial for all of us. So I hope that Pak Edi can duplicate this kind of program. Well, unfortunately, the journey, I think it's more than 40, yeah. Well, it is good, but we're actually expecting like a lot more, because like company like us, like in digital, we still need more talent, we still need more idea, we still need to learn. Even I want to share, even like for Line, it's a big company, but we still learn until now. There is no strictly how you say it, like in bahasa, there is no pakem ya, there is no
Yes.
pakem. As a success case study, there is no something like that. So even we, like a big company, always learn. So like Mas Iskandar, don't worry, you have like more way to go. And also all of us here, we have more way to go, still have a lot of time to learn, do a lot of networking, something like this, to larger our knowledge and skill. And yeah, thank you so much for inviting me, and to you know, like I always say that I always learn. So I relearn. I learn again because of this kind of event. So again, thank you so much for atamerica. Thank you so much for Pak Edi and Mas Agung. Maybe we can talk sometimes, yeah. And then for others, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anjali and Mas Agung. Please say a few words.
Yeah, thank you again for, especially for Iskandar. I mean, like presenting, or being open about the business that you are been doing for the last decade is not easy, and being vulnerable and being open to ideas is not easy. So I really appreciate you doing this. I hope you got something out of it. I mean, the easiest. I mean, I'm on this school of thought where every most of the surface will become a product eventually. So I'm in that school of thought. So probably there's a bit of a difference between us, but I would just say, please look at it. Look at Netflix, who moved from a DVD and DVR mail rental in becoming a streaming service, right? So it's moving from surface to a product base, a surface base into a product base. So basically, there's also a way, if you're asking, hey, how are we going to scale? The easiest way for us to answer is to turn the surface into an online or software-based surface, where then it's easily scalable. And then also, everyone always start with a niche, right? Companies who start with target market of everyone is always failing. Remember Amazon, Google, whoever start, or even Facebook, right? Their target market is niche. Facebook started with the dorm, right? And Amazon started with the books, and they always start with niche. So start with niche, win with the niche, and then scale that up. So that's the reason why I'm asking you, why do you think you have to go this way? Probably something that along the line that you could, if you have the time, probably could think about it again. And why I'm asking that, because I think it's also a tough part, right? Us as a Warung Pintar, we're also getting out of our niche. We are starting, onboarding not just Warung, but also distributor, grosiran, and also we're starting to do fintech. So that is something outside of our niche. But then the question is, which area? Because it's easy to say like, oh yeah, the market yang lagi hype is this, right? It's always easy to say that this is hype, or a lot of people are doing this, so we do that. But the hard part is actually to actually manage and know where your company needs to be, right? Because where the company needs to be is a bit in between the market needs and your capability, and that's your value propositions, right? So So I guess again, thank you for sharing, and also thank you everyone. Thank you Startup Huddle for inviting. Thank you Atamerica for hosting the events. Hope everyone learned something. Thank you.
Okay, and once again, thank you so much, Buan Sali, Mas Agung, Pak Iskandar, and all community member and Atamerica and the team to participate in this event. And we hope you can join us in our next session for our next Startup Huddle Jakarta. And the session is finished and get back to you, Aninda.
Thank you so much for today's insightful session. It's been great having you with us. Earlier in this event, we asked our audience, the question was, which of the following US startups was founded by Elon Musk? And the answer is C, SpaceX. Shout out to @FabriFabri from Instagram for answering correctly. Thank you to everyone who has participated to our trivia. Don't forget to tune in next time to catch a chance to get a live shout out from us. As I mentioned earlier in this event, Atamerica is having a very special activity this August called #Academania. And we are so looking forward to your participation in it. We are giving out a voucher for the TOEFL IBT test and another American standardized test of your choice. To know more about this activity and how to join, you can visit atam.tv/academania. Now, you may be wondering, how can I develop an awesome idea for a place like this? Easy. You can send your event proposal to us by visiting our website www.atamerica.org.id, select Create a Program, and go collaborate with us. All the events proposal will be reviewed and your event might be featured here soon. You can also subscribe to our newsletter there for all of our weekly event updates. Well, that wraps this episode. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. You can follow our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at @ATAmerica for our event updates, fun content, and so much more. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Again, my name is Aninda, and have a good weekend, everyone.